Imagine descending thousands of meters beneath the sea, where not a single ray of sunlight reaches. The pressure would crush you like a soda can. The cold freezes the blood, and in that absolute darkness, something is moving. Something huge. Tentacles that could wrap around your entire body. Eyes bigger than your head. Welcome to Guardians of Wildlife. Today we discover why squids turn into true giant monsters in the abyssal trenches. The ocean covers more than 70% of our planet's surface, yet we have explored barely 5% of its depths. The largest part of the world we inhabit remains an absolute mystery, an unknown territory more vast than all the space we have explored in the universe. And within that unknown ocean, the most extreme and terrifying areas are the abyssal trenches. These enormous cracks in the seafloor, such as the Mariana Trench, the Tonga Trench, or the Kermadec Trench, represent the most inhospitable and hostile places on the entire planet Earth. The Mariana Trench, for example, reaches 10,184 meters deep at its lowest point, known as the Challenger Deep. To give you an idea, if you placed Mount Everest at the bottom of that trench, its summit would still be more than 2 kilometers underwater. Down there, hydrostatic pressure is crushing, more than 1 to 100 times greater than atmospheric pressure on the surface. That means every square centimeter of your body would support the equivalent weight of more than a ton. The special submersibles that have descended there, such as the Trieste in 1960 or Victor Vescovo's limiting factor in 2019, have to be built with ultra-resistant materials, like multi-centimeter thick titanium hulls, because regular steel would crumple like a soda can. The temperature hovers around 2 to 4 degrees Celsius, a constant cold that penetrates to the bone. And the most shocking thing, the darkness is total and absolute. Beyond 1,000 meters deep, known as the bathyal zone, sunlight no longer penetrates. There is no blue, no green. There is nothing. Only an infinite blackness that we cannot even imagine from the surface. In this environment, life as we know it on the surface simply cannot exist. There are no plants, no algae, no photosynthesis. All energy must come from above, in the form of a slow and constant rain of organic detritus. Animal carcasses, excrement, and plankton remains that fall very slowly for weeks until they reach the bottom. Scientists call this marine snow. It is so scarce that an abyssal animal can go months or even years without finding a substantial meal. In this world of extreme scarcity, eternal cold, brutal pressure, and total darkness, evolution has had to be relentless. There is no room for fragile, delicate, or slow creatures. Only those willing to become true monsters survive. And among all the creatures that have conquered this hell, cephalopods, and especially squids, have become the supreme predators, the undisputed kings of abyssal terror. While in surface, water squids are fast, agile, relatively small, and almost elegant animals, with hydrodynamic bodies designed to escape predators. Everything changes in the depths. The further down we go, the bigger they become, the slower, the more powerful, the more intelligent, and, above all, much more terrifying. Let's meet the first and most impressive of them all, the colossal squid, whose scientific name is Messonychoteuthis hamiltoni. Officially discovered in 1925 from remains found in a sperm whale's stomach, this monster is the largest and heaviest cephalopod known. Adult females can easily exceed 14 meters in total length, including tentacles, and weigh up to 1,000 kilograms. That is longer than a city bus and heavier than a rhino. But what truly leaves you speechless are its eyes. The colossal squid possesses the largest eyes in the entire animal kingdom, up to 30 centimeters in diameter, and ocular lenses up to 40 centimeters have been found in indirectly captured specimens. To put it in perspective, that is larger than a big dinner plate or even a basketball. Imagine 2 gigantic black spheres floating in absolute darkness, moving slowly while observing you with a cold, calculating intelligence. These eyes are not an evolutionary whim. In an environment where ambient light does not exist, the only illumination comes from the bioluminescence of other creatures, blue, green, or red. Flash is used to attract prey, communicate, or defend themselves. Such a large eye allows it to capture even the smallest photon from a great distance. That means spotting prey before it spots you, or detecting the silhouette of a predator, like a sperm whale approaching in the darkness. The Colossal's arms and tentacles are covered by hundreds of suckers, but these are not simple suction discs. Each sucker has a crown of razor-sharp rotating hooks, capable of rotating independently and hooking deeply into the flesh. Once it catches you, there is no way to escape. The central beak, hard as steel and shaped like a parrot's, can crush crustacean shells, bones, and everything that gets in its way. The only animal that dares to hunt the adult colossal squid is the sperm whale. These giant whales dive to extreme depths, sometimes more than 2,000 meters, specifically to feed on these monsters. Sperm whales returning to the surface show hundreds of perfectly circular scars on their heads and bodies, marks from suckers and hooks from epic battles fought in total darkness. Scientists have found colossal squid beaks embedded in the jaws and stomachs of dead sperm whales, irrefutable proof that sometimes the squid wins the fight and the whale pays with its life. Now let's switch levels and meet another completely different predator, the Humboldt squid, popularly known as the jumbo squid or red devil. These animals live in the Mesopelagic and Bathyal zone, between 200 and 700 meters deep, in the cold currents of the eastern Pacific, especially off the coasts of Peru and Chile. An adult individual measures about 1.5 to 2 meters in length and weighs up to 50 kilograms. But what makes them truly terrifying is not their individual size, but their social behavior. Humboldt squids are one of the few cephalopods that hunt in organized packs, groups that can reach 100-200 individuals or more. Imagine being in the water and suddenly finding yourself surrounded by hundreds or thousands of blinking red eyes that change color in fractions of a second. They use their chromatophore, the ability to alter skin color and pattern, to communicate with each other with rapid signals. Intense red to coordinate attack, flashing white to disorient prey, undulating patterns to maintain formation. They are incredibly aggressive. There are multiple records of professional divers being attacked by packs of red devils. The squids try to tear off their masks, their cameras, even peck at exposed flesh. In commercial fishing areas, fishermen tell chilling stories of Humboldt squids climbing onto boats at night, attracted by the lights, wrapping the crew in tentacles and dragging some into the water. The chronic scarcity of food in their habitat has turned them into ferocious cannibals. When there is no external prey, the packs attack each other, ruthlessly devouring the weakest or injured. This extreme aggression has earned them their nickname Red Devils among fishermen. And finally, we arrive at the strangest, most mysterious, and most disturbing squid of all, the vampire squid from hell, Vampiroteuthis infernalis. This scientific name says it all, vampire squid from hell. It is neither a true squid nor a typical octopus. It is the sole living representative of the order Vampiromorphoida, an ancient lineage that separated from the rest of the cephalopods more than 300 million years ago. It is literally a living fossil that has survived all the planet's mass extinctions. It lives in the ocean's minimum oxygen zone, between 600 and 200 meters deep, where the oxygen concentration is so low that most animals could not even breathe. The vampire squid from hell has developed an extremely slow metabolism and special hemocyanin in its blood that transports oxygen much more efficiently than ours. Its appearance is straight out of a cosmic nightmare. It measures about 30 centimeters, but when threatened, it deploys a dark, cape-like membrane between its 8 arms, transforming into a silhouette reminiscent of a vampire spreading its black cloak. At the same time, it activates photophores on the tips of its arms that emit confusing flashes and expels a cloud of bioluminescent mucus that remains suspended in the water, like a ghostly decoy, while the animal swims backward with slow, elegant movements. It is not an active hunter. It feeds by filtering organic particles and detritus with special filaments. Its strategy is total evasion, confuse, dazzle, and disappear into the darkness. So, after meeting these 3 monsters, the big question arises. What evolutionary force compels squids to become such terrifying giants in the depths? There are several scientific reasons that explain this phenomenon. The first is called abyssal gigantism, or polar abyssal gigantism. In deep, cold waters with very little available food, being large offers enormous advantages. A larger body can store more energy reserves in the form of fat and muscle, allowing survival through long periods of famine that can last months or years. Additionally, a slower metabolism in cold water reduces daily energy expenditure. The second reason is the giant eyes. In a lightless environment, the ability to detect bioluminescence at a greater distance is a decisive competitive advantage. A larger eye captures more photons and offers better resolution in extremely low light conditions. The third is pressure. Larger, more robust bodies better distribute external pressure and allow for reinforced internal structures without sacrificing mobility. The fourth is the scarcity of prey. When food is rare, predators that can capture and subdue large prey have an advantage. Hence the armed tentacles, powerful beaks, and the intelligence to hunt in groups. And finally, the absence of competitors in extreme niches allows species like the vampire squid from hell to exploit habitats where no one else can survive, developing unique adaptations. The abyssal darkness not only hides these monsters, it is the creative force that has sculpted them over millions of years, transforming common surface water creatures into the most impressive and perfect nightmares that inhabit our planet. Which of all these squids do you find the most terrifying and shocking? The colossal squid with its giant eyes and deadly hooks? The aggressive packs of red devils that attack without fear? Or the mysterious vampire squid from hell that seems to have come from another dimension? Tell me all about it in the comments. I want to read your opinions and experiences. If this descent into the abyss has given you goosebumps and filled your mind with terrifying images, like the video, subscribe to Guardians of Wildlife, and hit the notification bell so YouTube notifies you whenever we upload a new episode about the wildest, most impossible, and spine-chilling creatures on planet Earth. Thank you for joining me on this journey to the bottom of the deep ocean. See you soon in the next Marine Terror.